All right, now back in our browser, if we change this address to /API/customers, we can see the list of our customers returned as XML. So ASP.NET Web API has what we call a media formatter. So what we return from an action, in this case, the list of customers, will be formatted based on what the client asks. Let me show you what I mean. So back in the browser, open up Chrome Developer Tools. In the Network tab, refresh. Okay, here's our request. Under response headers, look at content type. If we don't set the content type header in our request, by default, the server assumes it's application/XML. So here are the response headers, and here you can see the request headers. As you see in the request headers, we don't have content type. Now let me show you a better way to test this API and get the data as JSON. So in Google, search for Postman REST Client. Look at the second link, Postman REST Client Shortcut. You can see this extension is added to my Chrome. In your case, you're going to see an install button. So once you add this to your Chrome, then you're going to see this icon on the toolbar. Let's click this. So this is Postman extension. I'm going to click this button so we have more space. Okay, here we put the URL of our API endpoint. So I'm going to go to the other tab, copy this address, and then paste it here. Send. Now we can see the list of customers as either JSON or XML. Now most of the time, we'll be using JSON because that's native for our JavaScript code. XML is often used in large organizations, especially government organizations, which are always behind the modern technology. JSON format is more lightweight because we don't have the noisy opening and closing tags like XML. Now let's create a customer. First, I'm going to select one of these customers. Copy. Now change the request type to post. Now here we can add properties of the customer as key value pairs, or we can go to the raw tab, set this to JSON, and paste a JSON object here. Now we remove ID because that's going to be generated by the server. And change the name of this customer to Joe Smith. Now click send, scroll down. We got an exception from the server. The request entity's media type text/plain is not supported for this resource. So because in this request we have not set the content type, by default it assumes it's plain text. So scroll up, click headers, and add content-type and set it to application/JSON. Now send again. Beautiful. So the status of this request is 200, which is the standard code for an OK response. And here's the body of the response. So we got a complete representation of the customer we just created. And you can see the ID is set to 7. Now you can follow the same steps and test other endpoints, updating a customer, deleting a customer, and so on. So as a good practice, whenever you build an API, before you write any JavaScript code to consume that API, first test it here using Postman and make sure it's working. Okay, next I'm going to talk about a couple of issues we have with the design of our API.